Hello, my little sugar boogers. Welcome back to the channel. So today we are here with the 4x4 speed build or 4x4 challenge. I'm not sure if it's a challenge. I didn't create it. I actually saw this video off of James's channel, aka TheSimSupply. I frequently look through his channel, Deli's channel, Curtis Parody's channel, freaking Krill Sims, all of their builds and stuff to get ideas on what to do next or how to further my skills and lack thereof. But I came across this video and I'm like 4x4, like literally 4x4 squares, and you're gonna fit a whole house into this? I thought I was crazy, but I honestly thought James was off his rocker on this one. Hi, James. Anyways, I went ahead and I watched the video and I was amazed how he fit everything that a sim would need into this little tiny space, including a bathroom. So yes, there is some inspiration pulled from his build because there's only a handful of ways that you could probably execute this the shoebox and making it into a living space. So you're gonna notice I kind of banter back and forth between what kind of style of build I'm going for. At first I was going to do just something very normal and kind of cozy almost. I mean, it is cozy. You literally could lay down in the middle of the floor and be in the bathroom, the kitchen, and the bedroom all at the same time without even flexing a muscle. But it ended up being modern, which is not what I wanted originally. But how can you make this little micro home and have it not be modern? So I may have or may have not cheated a little bit at some point. I did, and you'll see later. And actually, you know what? I'm not going to give myself away. I'm going to let you see where I may have bent the rules a little. So here I am just kind of figuring out how I'm going to lay out that kitchen. The bathroom was really easy, actually. I never knew that you could fit a full-size bathroom into this little tiny space. You just actually have to push the Alt button, I think, and just move them so that there is a space for the sim to route through. And by all means, you could totally get away with putting everything in this tiny little corner bathroom, which is so super duper handy because there's so many times I'll have not a lot of space on the bottom floor and I'll need just a little bit of room to be able to put it in the bathroom. And now that I was able to actually learn how to do it and see that it is possible, I'll be using that technique in the future. Despite it being a very tight and, small space, I really do like this build. Another thing, it comes out to be really expensive too, I guess. Hey, quality ain't cheap, but that's what I put in the description. I mean, gotta pay for my time. So I ended up kind of putting in the kitchen in the corner there, which I really don't know how else you could do it. Believe it or not, everything's functional. You could actually cook and you can, use the restroom, and I even put a computer in here with a desk, and I also put in a TV. It's just crazy how much stuff you fit into this little space and how possible it is. I couldn't imagine if it was even a square smaller, that you'd be able to execute this challenge. So originally I wanted to put the TV here because if the sim was sitting on the bed, I thought that they could relax in The Sims 3, and I even think The Sims 2, but they can't. They have to sit on the bed, which is kind of weird. I wish they would put in that relax feature so you could, sit on the bed, read a book, or, I don't know. That's just me. But I decided to end up I decided to move it later, whatever. As you can see, when you're kind of starting this build, I wouldn't focus on really aesthetics and how it looks so much as I would focus on just kind of making everything functional. And as you can see, I'm doing a lot of tests. I'm going back, making sure things are working. And then once I see that they're working, I'll continue with the build. We're kind of wrapping it up for the inside and what I'm putting in it. I really wanted to add a lot of clutter for some reason. As you'll see, I become very adamant about trying to get these items on the shelf, and it ends up not really working. Well, it does. I end up, kind of giving in and doing not offset shelves, only to delete it later, which is amazing. Your girl, she gets so I don't know if you guys are like this, but determined, if something doesn't work for you, and even though you may not want it, you'll do it and you'll do it and you'll do it until it does actually end up working, and then you'll just say, hey, I accomplished that, and you'll delete it and move on with your life. So, but for a minute, I get obsessed, seriously, for a minute. I should have cut this part out, but whatever, we're just gonna go ahead and just keep watching it. Oh, yeah. Let me see, what else am I doing? I'm making a big kahut sound of myself. Seriously, it's so stupid. Watch, I think I end up being okay, fine, you win. I do, I really do. But let's see, what else did I end up actually doing here besides just playing around for a little bit? Okay, I gave up. Did I give up? I don't think I did. I don't think I did. I come back to it later. I'm like, okay, I admit defeat for now. So I put it in a little rug, and I added in some blinds because this is such an open space. And my main thing when I was building this, you guys, was putting in a lot of windows because I've watched tons of like micro homes and things of that sort off of YouTube. And I'm really fascinated by, making tiny homes and living spaces. Your girl went kind of nuts. I was like, okay, let me see if he could like totally get past that chair, but obviously not. So here I am testing the TV. And as you can see, he would only be able to stand up and watch it. So I was like, fine, I'll just put it up there. And I mean, it doesn't look the greatest, but it works. And you know what? Even though he's going to seriously get I don't know, like some serious, arthritis in his neck from looking up all the time. Hey, times are hard. You gotta do what you gotta do. So then I wanted to put in this desk here, which actually I think would have looked really, really cute, except for the fact that the computer would have been offset. So I decided not to go with that either. I ended up, I think, moving it somehow. How did I end up doing this? Okay, so I put the computer there, which totally works, and then I added in a chair, and it's completely functional. For some reason, this reminds me of like a mini dorm room. That's what I kind of got out of it. One of the next builds I want to do for The Sims 4 is a sorority. I want to build like a sorority house. I think that would be really cute. Maybe, or like a university or something. I don't know. I just really want to like do different types of builds, more than just homes and things like that. I'm like heavily inspired by obviously all the amazing creators like, Deli and Curtis and Krill and obviously James, to, try to like try new things. And I think that's really amazing that there are still Simmers in this community who can totally inspire you, to, try different things and are cool with it. So I think that's really awesome. So I think we're moving on here. Like I said, I was getting the vibe, especially because I had like a dude, running this game. Like I thought like, all right, whatever. But then I ended up changing it a little bit later on. It becomes a little more modern and more like universal, and things of that sort. But for right now, like I said, we're just kind of playing around. And this is where I decided to put the shelves up like this. And I ended up getting things to work as I please. Now you're probably like wondering, ooh, Jen, how did you make that levitate? Well, I think this is how it works. So you set an object down. I moved the stove and I set it on the floor. And then I pushed shift and then I think 9 to rise and 0 to lower. And so, and then the alt button to kind of move things like in position and wherever I wanted to, I guess, move them. So I thought for this build, I would go ahead and do a roof, only later to find that I really just didn't like it. But I wanted to add like a little like area to the, I guess that would be like what you're right, I guess, to like hang out and chill and maybe even put like a little place to like entertain. So even though, like I said, you can completely function 122% inside the home, like you can eat and do all that kind of stuff. This is more of like a little extra or a cheat, if you will, what I'm about to add in just a little bit later. One thing I really do like about this home is the exterior. I think it just really is nice. It's so cute. It comes in such a little package and it's super duper modern and chic, and this is something I would totally do maybe on a grander scale. So I'm just laying down the pathways and I'm adding in one of my favorite fences by far, and it has to be these ones by Get Together. I don't know what it is. I just love the way that it has like the paneling and the little tree at the end. I really like it. I wanted to add in some more windows, which you're going to see me struggle with just a little bit. And then I decided that door just wasn't cutting it for me. And the reason why is because, again, the more windows, the less like crowded and the less like claustrophobic I feel like this place looks. It just seems really open and empty when you add in a lot of windows, and it just gives it more like space and light and all that jazz. So here I am kind of adding in some more like finishing details. I decided to go ahead and extend the top of the roof just a little bit, which kind of offsets it a little, and I really like it. Even adding in these columns just adds a little bit of a decorative touch to the home and gives it just a little more personality, which I really love too. Now I didn't know what to do with the outside, and I actually end up where you're seeing me put down paneling or paint right now. This is blue when you see it on the gallery. I actually kind of added just a little bit of color in there because I ended up doing white, and you'll see that in a second, all throughout, and I just felt like that was just too like washed out when I looked at it. So I went in with blue later, like a sky blue or maybe like more of a baby blue sort of deal. And then it just kind of added a little bit of color and stuff. So one of the things that was pissing me off, which is no surprise, I'm sure, is the freaking mailbox. Like, I don't know everywhere I put it. It was driving me freaking bonkers. So here's another thing that you're going to need, a garbage can, because obviously you can't fit one inside the home. And really, I mean, you don't need one inside the house anyways, like, unless you're super freaking lazy and you can't, like, walk 2 feet. So, like, go, dump some stuff in the garbage can, or how James calls it, the bin. And yeah, I thought it was really really cute to just kind of get this little like park style one, just stick it on the corner there, probably your neighbors will be throwing the trash in there, but whatever. I mean, you're probably used to dealing with your neighbor's trash anyway, if you get what I'm saying. So I wanted to add in some foliage into the property. I wanted to add in just something to kind of, add a little bit of color and all that kind of stuff. Let's see, what else did I do? I ended up coming in and just deciding to change the color palette because, like I said earlier, I felt like everything just wasn't fitting. That is my main struggle. Like, I don't like telling you guys my weaknesses, but I'm going to tell you straight up. And if you struggle with this too, then you and we are 2 peas in a pod. Who's gonna be third P? I don't know. I struggle with making the outside look like the inside. I do. It's like a freaking Oreo cookie. Like, you got dark outside, you got like white in the inside. Or a peanut butter cup even. I mean, it just doesn't make any damn sense, but I'm getting a little bit better working on it, and I'm so excited about this outside. Like, it looks so cute. I want to live here. Actually, I would probably more or less like to live on the outside. So there's that little terrace that I was mentioning, and you can add whatever your heart desires. I was thinking of adding some more like decorative stuff. I wanted to add a place off to the side here where you could even put in maybe some plants, or add in a little bit of gardening if you really wanted to. You could put in your own produce and stuff like that. So that's just what this is, and we're going to fill it up with just a whole bunch of random like plants and stuff, just to not make that place look so barren. And one of my biggest tips to kind of bringing your lot to life is use terrain paints. Like, I feel like if I have anything to offer when it comes to tips, that is probably my number one tip. I have downloaded so many lots where there's like no terrain paint whatsoever, and it just looks flat. Either maybe somebody forgot it, or they didn't, want to put it in. I don't know. But this is what my build looks like. I hope you enjoyed this 4x4 build. I am going through and just adding a few final touches. There will be photos at the end of this video. Please, if you want, go ahead and give this speed build, I guess, challenge a try. Again, I'm not claiming that I own this or I came up with this. Your girl ain't that creative to do that. But I'm just saying, if you'd like to do it, go ahead and do it, and submit your pictures to me on Twitter at xurbansimsx. And yeah, guys, all right, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to go ahead and comment, rate, and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below where the sun doesn't shine, and I'll see you all next time.